Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, I decided to do a hype you up, another hype you up, and give you a little bit of an ego boost because I don't know, there's a lot going on in the world and I just felt like my collective could do with an uplift, with some Leo loving. I haven't shined that for a while in a reading and highlighted that, so that's what I wanted to do for you guys today. So it's basically going to be me tapping into you guys and just basically me being the biggest Leo ever and just seeing the light and just kind of like showing you guys why I think you're so cool, basically. That's what the purpose of the reading is. So today we don't fully have crystals. I decided to use objects for some reason, no idea why. So pile number one, we have the shell. I don't know what these shells are called. I've completely forgotten what these shells are called. Just let me know if you know. But we have the shell for pile one. Pile number two, we have the palmistry hand. Pile number three, we have the citrine tree. And pile number four, we have the celestite crystal. So see which crystal you guys are drawn to or which object you guys are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as always, and I will see you guys at your timestamp. Hey pal one, welcome to your reading. So in today's reading, I completely lost my train of thought then. In today's reading, I'm going to be hyping you guys up. I'm going to be connecting to you guys, your higher selves. And I'm basically going to be tapping into you guys and then spreading my Leo 11 and just kind of hyping you guys up for the duration of the reading. So that's what we're doing today. So you guys chose the shell. I'm going to pop it over here. When I'm tapping into you guys straight away, I'm hearing Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce. Now I have not heard that song in a very long time, so I don't know whether someone just came off the phone or whether someone's just listened to that song and I'm just picking up on it, or maybe it's on in the background, maybe it's on the TV that you're watching, or maybe you just like recently heard that or had that song stuck in your head, or maybe it's like kind of a metaphor that someone's gonna try and yeah, okay, it may be a metaphor that someone's gonna reach out soon. That's something coming through as well. I don't feel like it's too spiritual, in the sense that it could be spirit trying to send a message to you, but I almost feel like physical communication, like someone's going to try and reach out if the song isn't resonating. I'll only allow it to fit if it fits, like just discard it if not. But that is something that came through when I tapped into you guys, pile one. So spirit guides, tap me into my pile number ones. Show me pile number one's energy. Tap me into my pile number one so I can hype them up. I just feel like you're a ray of sunshine to start. I really do. I feel like I would get on with you very well because I'm being told that you have a very funny sense of humor, it almost feels like a little bit dry, but I just feel like you're someone that I could just like talk into the morning with about anything, but also it's like you can go so deep. So I can talk, like I could say to you guys, pal one, about downloads that I've had, ancient civilizations, like I could say all of that and you'd be able to meet me at that level. But then at the same time, I feel like I could laugh with you about the silliest thing and we could go straight out of that seriousness into like a really funny conversation and just start laughing at literally anything and find the humor in anything. Like that's the type of person you feel like to me. You feel like someone that's very multidimensional, very multifaceted, but I also feel like you don't take yourself too seriously at the same time. You know when to, because there's some people and they're very serious and very deep, but they don't loosen up, and there's a feeling of you being able to like reach that point then, and I feel like you're very funny, very silly. I feel like I could just laugh with you about anything. And there's something about just dry humor, that you have a very like dry humor. That's something that's coming through about you guys, pal one. Let me lay the cards and I'll get in properly, but that's something that I I also feel as well, pile one, like not a lot of people can keep up with you with the Death card and the Three of Cups coming through straight away as well. I don't know whether you find yourself like with certain friendships, but then they only last a certain test of time, and then then you join a different group, or you just meet people along your way, have a connection and move forward. There is nothing wrong with that. I know like in society where we put emphasis on having like a tribe and a really big like friends group and stuff like that, but the thing is, with someone like yourself that really does reach like deep heights, like not deep heights, that's high heights, like deep depths, that's what I was trying to say. With people like you that do that, the more you submerge into that like consciousness water and go as deep as you guys can, you're not going to come up to the surface the same person, and you are going to alchemize parts of yourself. It's just the way that it is, you know what I mean? And I just feel like with you, there's always parts of you that are ever changing. When you're moving on from people, people may get the hump with you, people may get annoyed with you when you're shifting and changing, and you may think to yourself, well, why can't I stay in one place, or why can't I stick to like one friendship group, why am I always moving forward? But it's because you really do evolute at a speed of light. Spirit literally just said that to me, speed of light. Like you evolute all the time, you're always transforming. And I just feel like because of that, you're jumping paradigms, so you're meeting friends that have that same kind of soul resonance with you, but you're always shifting and moving. And I just feel like friendships that you may have had in the past, they may not have been committed to maybe their soul's growth, or they may have not been committed to themselves to the point that they wanted to ascend the way that you have. And that's nothing wrong with you, it's nothing wrong with them, and this is just a message coming through. That's just a part of their soul purpose and what they've chosen to do in this lifetime, and that's a part of your soul purpose and what you've chosen to do in this lifetime. So don't let anyone like bully you or make you feel like you're wrong for maybe wanting to go it alone sometimes, or having to like ascend and move on, because there's seasons to friendships as well as there is life. And I just feel like you're someone that really honors those seasons and moves with it instead of staying attached. And that's something that Spirit want me to like, they're telling me to hype that up. Normally they'll just tell me your energy and I'll hype it up, but Spirit's saying let them know that it's okay. And let them know that's like a really cool part of them, because no one, pal one, is ever going to be able to say that where they left you is where you are. Like, even if it's like an ex or a relationship, no one's going to go back to that paradigm and see you there. You would have evoluted and changed and transmuted so much, because that's just a part of you. You may have a lot of mutable signs in your chart. If you don't, that's okay. Natal chart I'm talking about. If you don't, that's fine. But that's something that I'm being told about you, pal number one. Like, that's the whole point of life. Like, nature changes, it shifts, it doesn't stay the same all the time in the seasons. Like, you're really tapped in to what life is about and making those memories and not getting stuck where you have to stay the same. Like, that's you're really on par to what life really is, and that's something that Spirit want to say straight away. And that's a really, really exciting trope to you, but because of that, you're always evoluting, you're always changing. Pal one, please, Spirit guides. Tell me about pal number one, please, Spirit guides, so I can hype them up. Upright or upside down? I came up upside down, but am I using it that way? No, they're telling me to read this upright. That's fine. Pal number one, please, Spirit guides. Pal number one, please, Spirit guides. Justice. Okay. Six of Swords at the back of the deck. Where shall I put the Six of Swords? I will put it here. I'll move these cards over to the side, because I'll read them in a second. Okay, Queen of Wands, Justice, Six of Swords. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Tell me about my pal. Yeah, you're just like, oh, you're like a ray of sunshine. And I feel like you're like that at any point in any sort of like friendship with anyone. I just feel like you're that really fun friend that sees like the higher meaning of everything. And I just feel like, say now you're around someone who's just come out of a breakup, say now you're around someone that's just gone through a really hard time, you're that multifaceted person that will be able to like understand what they've gone through to them depths, help them out, be that problem solver, be that nurturer, but at the same time, you're able then to bring them out of that energy and bring them to like a higher vibration by just being you, seeing the silly side of life, being fun, being funny, and bringing people to like, having people remember that all there is the present, and there is so much beauty in this current moment in the present. There's so much to like wonder. I feel like you're the type of person that's never bored, and I just think that's really cool. I feel like you're such a curious person. There's so much knowledge in your brain. And it's funny, and the reason as well you're such a curious person is because you have so much knowledge and wisdom within, and you go searching not to necessarily learn, but remember. Because it's like bringing parts of yourself back to you. And when you learn these new tools and new ideas and you learn this new talent, it's not a case of, I'm learning this. It's a case of, I remember. Because of how deep your soul literally goes. That's why you're so multifaceted. Do you understand what I mean? And with the Queen of Wands, again, you're that passionate person. You're that flare of light. You're that flare of hope. You're that person who sees potential. You know what I mean? You were that kid in school that would like find a little like corner that was like, there was nothing there, and you'd make like a really cool den of it. It was like Bridge to Terabithia. Like a forest wasn't a forest, it was a playground. There were so many things, there was so much possibility. Like, do you know that meme, and it's that person's like cleaned their room and then they're like, so much room for activities. Like, you're that type of person. You're someone that just like sees the potential in everything. That's why your brain is never bored. And I feel like that's why, especially with like friends and stuff, you're seen as that star. You're seen as that shining light. And I do feel like you have that healing nature to you, but at the same time you have that energy to uplift the people around you, because you are like the sun. You are that kind of ray of hope, that ray of optimism that a lot of people forget to have in that life. We're kind of taught like every day when we're looking at the news and we're looking at social media, we're kind of taught to not love ourselves. We're kind of taught to see the negative. We're never really programmed to see the light. And I feel like you act as that light, you act as that sun, you act as that lighthouse, to help people remember. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that's so not only beautiful, but I just think so cool about you. You know what I mean? I've started using cool again. I never used to use it. I'm calling everyone cool these days, but I just think you are, pal, and I think you're really cool. Someone here is an excellent tarot reader. That's just something that came through. I'm seeing someone like find meanings in tarot cards that aren't even available to read. Like, that's something that I'm being told. Like, mentally, you can like decipher tarot, like to like a critical degree, because you see so much depth. It's like you see all of those tiny particles that make a whole. So you have a brilliant brain. That's why you're so good at like understanding things and learning, because you're able to tap into it and compartment. Oh my god, how do I say that word? What's the word? Compartmental. I can't say it and I don't want to butcher it in risk of sounding a bit weird, so I'm just going to say you're able to take all the different parts of something and find a deeper meaning and find a deeper whole and understand. And that's why the Justice card is here, because even when something, I feel like you're a problem solver to people. Like, I feel like something happens, instead of like going off the rails and being angry about it and upset about it, I feel like you'll understand the deeper meaning and you'll find a balance in it. Two people are arguing in front of you, you're able to see Mark's point of view and Rachel's point of view. You know what I mean? Like, you're able to see, I don't know why I said them names, but you're able to see both points of view because your mind is very, very wired and balanced in this lifetime. I feel like you have there's Gemini energy coming through because it's like mutable, but I do feel I am being shown Pisces in my mind's eye, but I am being told they show me Aries as well. They're going Aries, but I am feeling air energy from you guys, at least like an air moon or an air Mercury, because your brain's really cool, really, really cool. You're super, super artistic, but it's some people are artistic, but it's like you guys can see. You guys, with your delivery of your art or your words or the way that you speak, it hits deeper because of how much you analyze and how you reach how you connect every dot is the message from Spirit. Like, because you're able to do that, you're able to bring a whole other conversation to the table. Does this make sense? So it's like, you could have people that have studied something for years. They could have been studying it for like 20 years. And you have such a freshness to your soul and your essence that you can learn to... so much messages coming through. It's coming through so fast that I'm finding it hard to get it out. You you have so much like freshness to your essence that you're able to see it from an even like a fresher perspective. Still reach the depths of what you've already been taught, but bring another light to it. And I feel like your words and your time in something is very valuable because of what you can bring. I feel like you're here to usher in a new wave of thought. That's something that I'm being told. Why I was saying I was being rushed was because they were taking me to the Six of Swords while they were explaining this. I'm finding it hard today to keep up with the downloads. So sorry if I talk fast. But with the Six of Swords, you must have a mutable moon or Mercury, or an Aries moon or Mercury. Because it's like this. I feel like this is your mind all the time. You feel like my cat Jasper. He just runs about and finds fun in everything. And I feel like your mind's like that. I see the wonder in everything. You might have been like that as a kid. Oh my God, this tree. Oh my God, this game. Oh my, like you may have loved puzzles as a kid. You are air, moon, or Mercury's, or just there's impulsivity here, but it's not a negative trait. Even if you were taught that, it's not. It's just you. You're a flame. That's what you are. It's really fun. I feel like I'd want to go on a lot of adventures with you. I think it would be great. Some of you guys ride horses and someone thinks that's really interesting. Whoever rides horses or has an interest for horses, I don't know why, but I'm just seeing someone like really be interested in that. Or maybe you're thinking of doing it. If you are thinking of riding horses or getting a horse, or connecting to those animals in that way, it's because there is an essence of it from a past life, I'm being told. I'm being taken to Paris as well for that. But what I was being told with the Six of Swords is I heard Lil Wayne's voice. I think it was in Bedrock, and he goes, I hate to see her go, but I love to watch her leave. The reason I was saying that, you guys, well, not saying it, the reason I was downloading that is because I feel like as quick as you come into people's lives, it's as quick as you leave. And I feel like you leave people wanting more. And I feel like people don't forget you. I'm hearing Never Forget You by, and I never know how to say his name, M-N-E-K. I think it was Zara Larsson. I think it was her. Never Forget You. You leave an imprint then. It's like, you know when something burns, something that burns kind of there. When you burn like a hole in clothes, it's there. When you burn something, it's like, it stays. I feel like you're that in people's lives. Like you have an imprint, you stick on people. And I feel like you do have a lot of people as well that like really miss your essence, really miss your presence. Because it's like they're feeling kind of dull. You're in their life. You're a very bright light. I feel like people can get addicted to you sometimes. But then as quick as you were there, you're gone. And I feel like there's a lot of like regrets from people from your past. Like I wish I would have saved my time with this person. I wish maybe I would have treated this person right. I wish I would have really valued this when it was there, because now it's gone. There is a feeling of that. Or people may just think back to the good old days. Because I just got shown the scene from, did you once have a big group of friends? Because I just got shown the scene from The Office, and what was his name? The posh one, the rich one, Andy. He says when he's talking about the group of people, I wish there was a way to know that you were in the good old days when you're actually in them. And that's what I just shared. So someone thinks back to you fondly, and sees you as a very fun person and a very bright light. That's something that I'm being told. There's just so much fire and passion. I just think you're so fun. I think the way that you dress is so fun. I think I feel like you change your aesthetic and style all the time because you're always shifting and changing. I just feel like you're a wanderer. Cue Janae Aiko, Spotless Mind. I've probably said that song to you 1,000 times, but it's coming through. You're always interchanging, you're always shifting. It's like you have a new aesthetic, a new wave of consciousness all the time because you just accumulate. But every time you're accumulating, you are finding a part of yourself. Like I'm literally being shown parts of your essence all over the world from many incarnations. And I'm being told, the more you travel or the more you tap into different sets of consciousness, or the more you allow yourself to be mutable and tap into different sides of yourself, the more you're reconnecting to parts of your soul, is something I'm being told. I don't know whether you wear a lot of bright colours, but I'm being shown a lot of bright colours. yeah, that's coming through. I'm being shown like a lot of bright colors. I feel like if I saw you in the street, I'd be like, whoa, that person looks really cool. I'd probably come up to you and be like, where did you get your entire fit from? Like, I'm gonna need to buy that because you look really cool. Like, I feel like that's how I'd look at you down, like, going down the street, you know what I mean? And it's, do you know what I was gonna say as well? When I was tapping into your pile, normally when I'm tapping in, I'll hear like songs and stuff, and yes, songs were coming through and I was picking up an energy, but the first thing that I picked up was a geometric shape. A geometric shape I've never seen before. It looked like a sphere, like a ball. It almost looked like the earth, and it had all these lines within it. And while I was like tapping into you guys, I almost felt like I was being immersed in it, and I didn't quite understand it at the time. That's why I didn't mention it, because it almost felt to me like the world was turning. Like, you've seen many sunsets, in the sense of your soul has come to earth many times. You've garnered a lot of knowledge. But I didn't know how that would fit. So I was like, let me just wait on it. But now they're showing me that sphere again and that shape. They're almost referencing it to me like that's your soul, your Akashic records, all of that's within there. And I feel like you've accumulated. It's kind of like your own soul's blueprint of of a geometric shape coming through. And I feel like it holds a lot of like wisdom within there, and I almost feel like the reason they're showing it to me now is because I feel like you're learning to access your Akashic records, access this wisdom to a higher degree now. You're becoming more aware of it. And as I say that, I feel a really huge pressure, a dull, like a dull sensation on my third eye, meaning like it's all within. I feel like you guys are going to start, you're either like super clairvoyant anyway, or you're going to start having your third eye really open soon. And even if your third eye is open, it's going to elevate in consciousness, that part of you. And I feel like you're going to start getting a lot of downloads. You may start having little migraines, but I'm being shown like a lot of downloads coming through, like a lot of information coming through, like rapid visions, because maybe you just channeled before, or maybe you just like heard or felt before, but now it's like you're actually seeing beyond, like your whole third eye, it's like opening like that. You're going to be having more clearer visions. That's something that's coming through, because you've been going through a rewire, I'm being told, pal one, recently, and that's going to really have you tap in a lot stronger. What else am I being told? Also, listen to your intuition right now. If you're feeling the need to discern things right now, it's because your third eye is strengthening, so your discernment is strengthening. So with that being said, if someone around you is making you feel some type of way right now, please trust these feelings. Spirit's saying because your third eye is really starting to like open, you know what I mean? You're a talented psychic is something Spirit just said. Before I get into the oracle cards, can you tell me about like that? Right, pile one's in front of me now, right, Spirit guides? They're in my room with me. What do I absolutely love about pile one? Like, we're vibing, we've got some music going. What do I love? First of all, I'm being told I love your music taste. Which is funny because the other day, see, I feel like I can talk to you guys like a friend. The other day I was thinking of getting like a plain set of cards again, and then asking all of you guys to like comment your favorite songs. So when I'm shuffling and getting downloads of music, instead of just getting my downloads of music I listen to, you'd have your music coming through. So let me know if you'd like me to do that, because I'll do that, because it's literally, I can get them cards as soon as possible, and you guys can comment your favorite songs. But I'm being told I love your music taste, so that's intrigued me. What else would I love? There's something about jewels. Do you wear like certain jewelry that you make? I'm being told I would love the jewelry that you make, or the jewelry that you buy, or the jewelry that you wear. The way that you choose to accessorize, and even if you don't, there's just something about what you wear, or just the way you wear it. There's something about that. I'm being shown like a blue crystal sort of like necklace type of thing, but I'm also being shown like a black obsidian sort of bracelet thing. I'm also being told that I would love your animation, in the sense of like, you may make animations, but what I'm actually being told is I'd love the way you speak. I feel like you embody your story when you tell it. Like, I feel, because the thing about me is I'm very enthusiastic. Some people don't like that, but I feel like you guys would mirror that. I feel like you guys are very enthusiastic, I feel like I'd be able to bounce off you. I feel like you talk with your hands. You make me feel a story when you say it. Like, that's what's coming through about you. That's really cool. Like, you don't just tell a story, like, you really tell a story. You invite people on that journey. You can make people envision it because you become it, and then that energetically imprints onto other people. And I keep talking with my hands for you guys because I feel like you speak with your hands. You may be Mercury, Leo. There's just this feeling of like Mercury, Gemini, like my hands are everywhere. Like I keep speaking with my hands. Everything's grand. I'm embodying every part of the story. I'm the villain. I'm the good guy. Like I'm all of that. Like I feel like you do that. And again, of course, because Encanto has to come up. You know, in Encanto, the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, and there's different people in the song. I feel like you're the type of person, like you'd be able to make me believe that you were Bruno and then you were Isabella or whoever the other characters are. Like you're able to embody and become that. You're able to just become anything and take it on and be believable and invite people in. There's just something about you. You have a very beautiful singing voice. A very beautiful singing voice. I'm being told I'd love that about you too. And just your creativity. You make everything art, I feel. You're not just taking a picture. Like you're really... It's just like aesthetically pleasing, your vision is, because you just see those details that other people would miss. And I just think that's like really cool. I feel like that's why... I just feel like if you were to take a selfie or you were to take a photo, you may just like shove on an outfit and take a selfie, but I just feel like everything would go, everything would make sense. Even the background, the lamp in the background, the color scheme, like the way you do it, everything's just so cool because you just see those minor details that other people may miss. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides, show me pile number 1's energy so I can hype them up. We have communication, which is funny because there's a lot of Gemini that I was feeling. So we've got that Mercury energy here, and then 2 and 3 adding up to 5, which is Mercury energy. A great communicator. And do you know what? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys see color. She's literally crying rainbows here. She's crying rainbows. So with that coming through, oh God. With that coming through, it's like you help people rewire their brain onto a different paradigm. You help people see things from a higher perspective. You help people see the colors that they didn't see before. That you have a very powerful throat chakra, a very powerful voice. Let me go get the card. A very powerful voice, a very powerful crown chakra. And I just feel like, again, you're always alchemizing. You can have a conversation with someone in the store and learn from it. See something from a higher perspective. Even when you go through something negative, you flip it to a positive because of how optimistic you are and how connected you are to your light like that. Like you could like fall over and graze your knee, and instead of just being like annoyed at it, you're just kind of like, okay, I get why that happened. Or you're able to see something about that situation from a different perspective. That's something that you do. There's such an optimism here. So again, with that mutable energy, you may be a Sagittarius, or have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart. We have divine wisdom. We have divine wisdom. So some of you guys are really connected to spirit, and I feel like even then, so like philosophical ideas and stories, and there's some, I just feel like, how do I explain this? You're a philosopher. That's just what I'm going to say to you. You're a philosopher. You're a philosopher of life. It's just the way that you are. You may have a lot of 9th house placements. Like, that's how I would explain you. You're a philosopher. I feel like you have been in other lifetimes. Like, I feel like even in other lifetimes, I feel like your work has been credited in regards to the astrology we know today, the numerology we know today. I'm being told archaeology. Some of you guys are archaeologists, or you have been in other lifetimes. So much wisdom here. You're so inquisitive. You may resonate with Arcturian starseeds or Syrian starseeds, I'm being told. If you guys believe in starseeds, I feel like you would, because I feel like you ponder everything and really try to understand everything. And that's the one thing that I like about you, because we of course need to be critical, but I feel like you're critical to a point where it's like not in a negative way. It's like, I need to understand this so I can believe it and understand it. And I just feel like no matter what, you don't shun anything. Even if it sounds like either truly bizarre or even if it's something that comes across quite negative. Like instead of just taking it and being triggered by it, you see the optimism in it. Like let me see it from a different degree. Spirit guides, show me from a higher degree. Or you'll just internalize it and see it from a different degree so that you're not taking it on as a negative. You're seeing the dark and light and you're understanding. Like you're one of those people, and I've said this before, where it's like you're not scared of the monster under the bed. You'll turn the light on and really dissect. You'll coax the monster out and really try and understand it. Like that's your brain. Like you're one of those people. You're not scared of what's in the dark. You'll search for what's in the dark, so you're no longer scared of it. Like you're like that, which is really cool. Pile number 1, the in-between. What was I saying about like this? And it's coming under justice as well with this balance energy here. With the in-between, it's like you see beyond. And the minute you learn something to its highest capacity, it's like you evolve, not to the point where it's like, I know all that there is. The minute you reach something to its highest capacity, it's like you reach the ceiling and then you jump through the ceiling, which is now a ground floor because you've reached another paradigm. And now it's like, I'm a beginner again. And I feel like you love being a beginner. Even though you have all this wisdom, you don't go around like, I'm better than you, or I know more than you, or my heart's bigger than yours, or my mind's more intelligent than yours. You don't walk around like that. It's like, you know the Janae Aiko song, Eternal Sunshine? And she says, the more that my breathing starts to go slow, the more that what was the lyrics? The more that I see, the more that I know that I don't know anything at all. Because it's like human beings, we like to think we know everything. Even when we ascend, we think we see everything, but then we really know nothing in the great scheme of things. Like we're always like, we're beginners in regards to our human brains. Does that make sense? And you know that when you ascend, and I feel like you know this all too well. When we ascend, we reach that critical point of understanding, but then we get taken back down to a beginner level. And all that we know is now being alchemized so we can find an even deeper meaning again. And that's you guys, you know? The back of the deck, we have secrets. The back of the deck, we have secrets. Why have we got secrets here? It's like I feel like you just have secrets of the universe within you. And do you know what it is? You're very I wouldn't, it's not in a sly way. Maybe people have said that about you, like, oh, that this person can be sly sometimes. I don't feel like you're sly. I feel like you're not going to reveal everything you know the minute that you get it, because why would you do that? Like, I feel like you really like tally everything in your brain because you feel like a collector of information. So it's like when you're like, again, you won't just react off of emotion and go on a tangent the minute that you hear something because it triggered you. You'll really take it in and dissect it and understand it before you do anything about it. And I feel like that's why you're able to see things from a higher degree. And you know that saying, the loudest person in the room is usually the quote unquote dumbest? Not that they're the dumbest, but it's just like when someone's trying to convince someone that they are something, they're usually not that. But the person that's just quiet and in their essence, they're usually the person that kind of is that. And I feel like that's you. I feel like you've never bogged people down like, I'm the greatest, or I know this, or I know that. You just analyze and keep it to yourself unless it needs to be said. And I just think that's really cool. I feel like you're super intelligent, and that's something that I really like about you guys. Very emotionally intelligent as well. With a great intellect, I'm being told, and just, you have a spice for life. Like, you just have that. I'm hearing spice girls, spice up your life. Like, you just have that within you. I feel like I could dance with you. I feel like we're gonna get some music on, play a bit of Doja Cat and dance. Like, I just feel like I'm being shown. Do you know who you guys are? I don't know if you've ever seen the movie 13 Going on 30. You know Jana Rink from 13 Going on 30. If you don't, she's a 13-year-old girl, but she gets she's kind of in a 30-year-old body because she gets taken to herself in the future. And obviously by that age, the essence of like our childhood, it kind of like is supposed to be out of us, and we're very conscious of what other people think. But because she's in the 13-year-old body, she doesn't have that. They go to a party, it's very quiet, it's very dim, and people are leaving, and she has to do something to stop people from leaving. So she hits on Michael Jackson Thriller, and she starts doing a thriller dance. And before you know it, everybody at the party is joining in doing this thriller dance with her because she just started doing it. And, you know, people may have thought, oh my God, what's this person doing? But then they joined in because it was infectious. She brought the party back to life. And I feel like you're here to bring the party back to life at all costs. Like, that's what you're here to do. I just feel like you're that person where I could just walk into a place and it'd be dead, but I could just jump on the stage with you and dance. I feel like you're that type of person, which I absolutely love. You may be life path 5s or have a lot of 5s in your numerology chart. But yeah, that's what I love about you, pal one. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it resonated. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So today I am going to be hyping you guys up. So I'm going to be tapping into you guys' collective, and Spirit's just going to be showing me you guys' energy, and I'm going to be being your Leo best friend, and I'm just going to be hyping you guys up for the reading. So you guys chose the palmistry hand. I'm going to place it up in the corner over here. We're going to get straight in. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let me just paste oracle cards there, and let's get in. So spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 2s. When I do tap into your collective, I do feel a lot of fresh energy, and I am being shown like a butterfly. Not even in the sense of emerging, but I just see a butterfly flying into the air. So I feel like a lot of you guys, and this isn't to do with a reading, this is just something that's coming through. I do feel you guys going through some sort of rebirth. Over the next, I'm being shown the number 2, so over the next 2 weeks, I don't feel like it's 2 months, I feel like it's 2 weeks. I just see you guys finding a better understanding, or a higher understanding of something that you've been going through recently. It could be something that you've been going through for a while, or it could be something that you've recently been purging out, but I see an aha moment, and I see you guys dissolving those parts that were, how do I explain this? I see you guys dissolving anything that isn't your truth, anything that distorts your truth, anything that distorts your happiness, anything that distorts your peace of mind. I see that dissolving as you find an answer to it. They're telling me to keep it there because I feel like it's something you're coming to, but there's something about you finding some sense of inner peace over the next 2 weeks, or maybe you already have, but I feel like it's imminent, like it's now, it's happening, it's currently unfolding as I tap into your energy. I do feel like I am filming this at the end of March, so I do feel like going into April, there's this fresh energy. Of course, it's the astrological new year, but I just see you finally being able to run forward with something that you felt like you've been held back with. And even if you are watching this and it's not April next month, even if you're watching this and it's like November, December, remember that just because something's a collective timing doesn't mean that it has to be your timing. You can have a fresh start at any day of the week, any time of the month, at any time. And that's something that I do feel like there's this essence of newness coming through for specifically you guys, pile number 2. Yeah, and there's an aha moment. So think about something that you may be going through right now, something that may be holding you back, something that maybe it feels like it's taking you out of your power, but it's happened so you can understand where there is an illusion of some sort, so that you can find that aha moment and finally let it dissolve. And that's something that I wanted to get out straight away if some of you guys have been struggling with something. So pile number 2, please spirit guides, tap me into my pile number 2's energy. We are going to be hyping up my pile number 2. So what can you tell me about my pile number 2s? Straight away they're showing me Taurus and Libra, like literally side by side. So I feel like you guys may have a lot of like Venusian energy in your chart. If you don't, astrology wise, have a lot of Libra or Taurus, don't have a lot of Venus, it's just an essence that you give off. Pile number 2, like I feel like you're very, there's something about you that's very aesthetically pleasing. That's something that's coming through, in the sense of there's a inner beauty that shines out that makes everything look like art. You know what I mean? When we look at Aphrodite, she doesn't just rule over, you know, beauty, she rules over art as well. And there's almost this feeling of like that inner heart of yours, that inner light of yours. I'm hearing that song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I just heard that. But I'm being told that there's this light inside you that no matter what, it just shines out, and it's people look to you then, and it's like there's this aura about you, and I feel like what it is, your heart chakra is very open and being shown like a soft pink, like the higher heart chakra being very open. I feel like you live with purpose, you live with your heart, and I feel like that's very infectious. And there's something so pure, and when I say innocent, I mean it in the sense of like, not like naive or anything like that. Maybe there were times in your life where you were, but when I say that, I mean the sense of, when we look at light and dark, there's no negative to it. It's more so like purity and distortion, right? And I feel like there's not a lot of like distortion within you. I feel like you are a reflection of the light, reflection of the sun, reflection of the collective like heart chakra. It feels like it lives through you, and I feel like a part of your purpose in life is to connect people to their heart, show people the raw emotions, connect people to their essence. Whether it's triggering for them or not, you still do it because it's your purpose, and I just feel like it shines out in a very beautiful way. So even when you may not see it, you may not think you're attractive, and you may not think that you're someone that's very alluring or very beautiful, I feel like a lot of people do see that within you, because it's the inner part of you that shines out, that makes you so beautiful, you know? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Sometimes I have a pile, and Aphrodite comes through quite strongly, and when she comes through quite strongly, it's because she's working with a lot of you guys. So I feel like some of you guys work with Aphrodite. If not, I feel like she is like around you. You may even be working on like self-love at the moment or something like that, but I do feel like in this lifetime you'll go through a very long, like a very deep self-love journey. I feel like that's something that you'll go through in this lifetime. Pile number 2. How can we hype up my pile number 2s? Can you show me their energies, please, spirit guides? 2 of Swords and the Star. One more card, please, spirit guides. One more card. Show me pile number 2's energy, please, spirit. How can we hype up my pile number 2's, please? The Chariot. And we have the Hanged Man at the back of the deck. One thing that I'm being shown with the Hanged Man at the back of the deck, when we look here, he's not seeking information. He's not projecting out and trying to seek the answers. He's like swinging there in a state of limbo, in receptivity, waiting for the answers to come to him. And there's an essence of you guys being like an anchor, where I'm being told this is more like a tool. You're not someone that needs to force yourself to be the center of attention. You're not somebody that needs to force yourself to look like the most attractive person. You're not the type of person that needs to force yourself to attain knowledge like that. I feel like it all comes to you. There's this energy of like receptivity. You don't need to be the loudest in the room to shine. You just naturally do. You're like this, you know, when you look at like, they're showing me like the Big Bang of like the world, and they're showing me like what looks like a magnet, like a sense of gravity, and then all of the rocks forming together to create the earth. Like I almost feel like you're like that. You have this receptive energy, not in the sense that you're passive, not in the sense that you're shy, but just in the sense that you draw what you need to you. I feel like you're connected to, and they're taking me up to like the 5D realms. You're connected to like the higher realms where you can just bring energy to you because you're a very evolved soul. So when we look at like the 3D, we can bring material abundance and all of that to us, but it's a lot slower. When we look at the 4D, we can still do it, but there's still that sense of distortion in a way. But when we look at the higher realms, we click our fingers and it's there. We're in that state of receiving all the time because we're always going with the flow. And I feel like you naturally have that ingrained within you. And I feel like you're opening up to that coding in this lifetime to understand that you don't need to search for the wisdom. It just comes to you. You don't need to search for love. It just comes to you. You don't need to search for abundance. It just comes to you. And because of that, I feel like you're a strong manifester, and that's something that they want me to like hype you up about. Like you're here, you know that song, oh heaven, do you know what that's worth? Oh, heaven is a place on earth. That sort of song, that song's coming through in the sense that you're bringing the higher realms down. And I want to say you're like an earth angel. I feel like you are stemming from the higher realms. There's a connection from the heart space there, and because of that, you can be like the softest person, the silkiest person, the most graceful person, but you can like weather storms with your peace. And I keep wanting to hype that up because maybe in the past you've been maybe in the past people have put you down for being more quiet, but you weren't being quiet, you were being observant. Maybe in the past, when you've expressed your emotion and you felt these emotions, people have put you down for being vulnerable, being too emotional. Maybe because you like, I don't know whether you've always done this, but I feel like because of that receiving energy, you're someone that doesn't stress and you take your time. It's like that Taurus energy, really, you know, planting that seed, waiting for it to grow, speaking to it so it'll grow. Like there's an essence of that. Maybe people have said, why aren't you rushing around? Why haven't you got that done yet? Why haven't you got that done yet? But it's the essence of your soul coming through, like nature doesn't rush. I am nature. I am not going to rush. That's an essence of that coming through, pal, too. I feel like you're connected to certain, I'm hearing Yemaya, like I'm hearing like goddesses and deities. I feel like you're quite connected then, worked with them in other lives, because there's an essence of that around you. And I do feel people look up to you. Like even when we look at Aphrodite who was coming through, when we look at like the statue of Aphrodite and she's on that podium, like people will worship that and look to that, and it's like they'll give to that, and there's this feeling of you being in that essence. Not that you're above anyone, but you understand the essence of receiving. And I feel like the more you tap into that, the more people will be drawn to you. Do you understand what I mean? And give to you in that way. That's something that's coming through. Maybe in the past you overcompensated and gave a lot in regards to that, but I feel like you're learning to fall back into your being. Not that you'll never give, it's just a sense of not having to swim against the tide and allowing it to take you where you need to go. There's something about that coming through, of you moving like water. You may be my water pile, because there's an essence of that, you moving like water, through water, like a jellyfish sort of thing. Why do we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Star? There's so much depth and beauty to you guys, pile number 2, that I want to reference and I want to hype you up about. So much depth. And again, the water here with the star, it's making me... Sorry guys, my camera cut out then, but what I was saying about the star card here and why I was really being taken to the star is, when I talk about this essence of purity, you know, when you go to, you go somewhere on a holiday, or you go somewhere where the sea is completely clear and you can look right to the bottom of the ocean, it's like crystal clear. There's an essence like that about you. This healing, again, it's this, I feel like you're a born healer, and then there's this healing purity within you that I feel like you just embody. Like I was saying about distortions and people taking people away from their light and taking people away from their truth. Again, like I said about light and dark, the light is the purity, the dark is the distortion. And I feel like you are that essence of purity that even when, you know, someone tries to litter those clear waters, you can still see and still see that litter and that darkness within it because of how pure you are. So I feel like as well as you being connected to your emotions and being pure with them and allowing those shadow sides of yourself to come out, I feel like in that clear energy you do mirror people's darkness. But I'm being told to say it to you in a hype you up way, in the sense that this is your power, and that without you maybe mirroring and triggering those wounds in people, they would not be able to grow. So even when your healing is happening, even when your healing isn't happening in a very soothing and calming way, it's still healing nonetheless, and spirit wants you to trust that and understand your power like that. Because when we look at healers, when we look at empaths, they are mirrors. And I feel like with that clear essence, they're showing me like a lake with clear water. If it wasn't that clear, we wouldn't know what was within there, and if someone was littering in there, we wouldn't know, and it could harm the fish. So with the water being that clear, we can get down and we can pull out that trash, you know what I mean, and that rubbish, we can pull it out because we can see through it. So there's an essence like that about you, like sprinkling your kind of purity and your essence onto those around you, or those that want to come into your presence, to kind of repel any negativity. Like I said in the Starseed reading the other day, I don't know if you were from that pile, but it really is resonating with me, like that pile. So if you were from the pile from the Akashic Records psychic reading, I think that was the reading. I was talking about somebody's light being so bright that it repels any darkness away. And if you were from that reading, which I feel a lot of you would have been, that's very much coming through in regards to you guys, like having that essence of just purity, which is so beautiful. Even when people can't see it, you know what I mean? She can't see the moon in the sky, but it's still there. And that's something that's really coming through for you guys. And again, the Chariot card here, there's this essence of like, I want to hype you up on your intuition and how not only do you let your heart guide you, so your intentions are always pure, but you allow your intuition to guide you. And I feel like some of you guys may be working on trusting your intuition more, whereas others of you really do already trust that. But I want to hype you up on how empathic you are, how sweet-natured you are, how full of love you are, how psychic you are. Like, you're very psychic, pal too. You're able to see what others can't. I feel like your voice is very soothing, the way that you speak. It's a silky sense. It's like a Mercury Cancer, Mercury Pisces, Mercury Scorpio sort of energy. Like, you really heal with your words. But you can also trigger with your words. It's a double-edged sword sort of situation, but it's still beautiful because that's your power. You're still doing that healing work. And another thing that I want to say, to be loved by you, pal, too, because of how beautiful and deep your heart is, to be loved by you would be an honor. To be in a relationship with you would be an honor. Like, whoever ends up with you, pal, too, in a relationship, in a connection, even in a friendship, like, they're very lucky. And I want to say that because the depths that you can reach, but not only that, the way that you understand love to a very deep and full capacity, because it's like the universe has helped you understand what love is to a higher degree. Love isn't conditional. Love isn't what you can do for me. Love isn't lust. Love isn't filling voids. Love is eternal, and it's within us all, and it's freeing. And there's so much depth there that I feel like you understand. So when you love someone, it's not out of condition, it's not out of codependency. Maybe in the past you would have dealt with those things, but it's always been there. The love that you have that comes from the soul is like eternal, it's abundant, you know what I mean? And I feel like the reason that I do feel like you're meant to be abundant in this lifetime, like very free financially, and I feel like you're meant to meet people that have the same sort of heart as you in this lifetime, like a very deep heart. And the reason being is that because your heart leads the way, and love is abundant, and love is free, and love is the capacity to give and receive, I feel like you mastering the essence of that in this lifetime. I feel like you're supposed to be very abundant, because it's like bringing those energies, bringing that purity and that essence and that depth to you, instead of looking for it or chasing it or maybe projecting it onto other people. I feel like that's something that you're learning. I feel like you're on a path of the heart to open the heart chakra, not just of yourself but other people, and be an expression of love in its purest form. And I just think that's so beautiful, so pure, and makes me almost want to like bow down to you in a way and give you my gratitude. Like, there's an essence of that that's coming through. So let's pull your oracle cards. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. What can you tell me about pile number 2, please, spirit guides, so we can hype my pile number 2s up? What can you tell me about my pile number 2s? I'm currently in a rewiring stage, and my gifts are like, when I'm rewiring, my gifts don't get turned off anymore, but they get they don't come in full force while they're being rewired. So apologies if I've found it hard to decipher some messages so far, but I'm in that kind of rewiring stage. You know, when you download a lot of information, you come to a realization, and then everything shuts down to, you know, to kind of upgrade you to see, this is what I mean. You're like a healer. I feel like I could tell you these things, and then when you kind of like come out of that upgrade, it's like your new body is connected to those new gifts and that new understanding. I'm in that phase. So my gifts are like, I wouldn't say they're distorted, that they're in a, I'm not embodying it to its full capacity because I'm in that sort of rewiring stage, but I'm still able to like channel. So if there was like a little bit of a shift than usual, that's basically why. This is what I mean about your energy. I just feel like I can just sit here and be like, guys, this is what's going on. Like, that's your energy. Like, you've even pulled that out of me, and it's rare that people can really pull that out of me these days. And the fact that you have, like, it just shows like the way that you don't have to do anything but just be in the energy of receiving, and you will just draw people to you like that. Do you see how I just let you know something about myself that I wouldn't have said otherwise, and I probably won't even mention in the other piles? Like, that's, your essence. And I feel like Spirit allowed me to do that in the sense to kind of show you, even I will come and tell you things like you're that person. You know what I mean? And that's because you have such a pure heart. I feel safe to tell you those things, because I can see it within you, you know? So we have Independence. We have the card of Lilith that fell. So we have Independence here. I'm going to lay the oracle cards like underneath, and then I'll channel them as well. Pile number 2, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 2. Oh, that one just flipped over, so I guess I'll use that one as well, because it literally just fell over. So what was the first one? We have Flow. What was I saying about you guys being like a jellyfish and just flowing with water? Being in that energy of receiving, being in that energy of stuck in the present. I feel like it's something your soul naturally embodies, and you're kind of like coming back to it. Yeah, what's the next card we have? Caridwen. I know it's a Celtic name, so I know it will be Caridwen. I hope I've pronounced it correctly though. We have Potential. And one more card. You may see me talk about my roots, like Welsh roots and stuff, like on this channel a little bit more. I don't know why I've been called to tap into them a lot more recently. Again, I'm just telling you things. Pile number 2. One more card, please, Spirit Guides. Tap me into my pile 2s. What do we have? We have Adaptability. And look at the green for the heart chakra. Look at that coming through. And the other cards as well are coming through very gold, like with this golden essence. We either have this greeny energy or we have this golden essence, which is the energy of the higher realms, the energy of healing, and then the energy of the heart chakra coming through very strongly. Now, with the sense of independence, I feel like, and this is something I want to hype you up about, like you could weather any storm emotionally. You may be like a water rising as well. I do feel like you would be my water pile. But I feel like any sort of emotional depth, like you can literally take it on and transmute it into something else. Like there's this essence of you always being able to alchemize the most, again, it's like that water and that clear water, alchemize the trash, alchemize the ruins, alchemize the dark waters, you know what I mean? Anything that needs to be purged out, like you alchemize it, you crystallize it, you transmute it to its purest form, which is light. You understand it. And it's funny because you come across in a very sweet, very beautiful, light way. And I feel like people to look at you will be like, oh, that person's very attractive, or that person's very cute, that person's very sweet. Maybe you're quite small in height, or maybe you just have like fairy-like features or something like that. Like there's this essence of that, so you come across in that way. Little do people know the reason that you are that way, it's through a sense of, again, it's like your heart being this strong power. And I feel like you're here to challenge the norms of like vulnerability is a form of like crumbling. Like we should be scared of the crumbling. We shouldn't want that. We need to stay rigid and stuck in our ways. Whereas yes, vulnerability is a crumbling, but it's a crumbling to alchemize, to build something with a stronger foundation. Like you're here to shift and change that and teach people that their vulnerability, their lighter side, their soft side has a lesson to teach them, and that side, that divine feminine side, it's very, very, very strong. Do you understand what I mean? It's very, very, very strong, and it's capable of moving mountains and weathering storms because it's able to detach from the physical and alchemize and then bring back to the physical a more purer form. And I feel like you are an expression of that. So maybe you've gone through a lot, and that's why your heart's so pure, because it's like anything that was chucked at you, you alchemized it, because you're an expression of the higher realms, you're an expression of light. And that's what I want to hype you up about, that purity is coming through. And it's like this, it's weathering that storm, and then, you know, going through the destruction. And then I just feel like your essence is so elegant and pure. Like it's so beautiful. With the energy of flow here as well, I feel like that's very much mentioning what I was talking about, the water. I feel like again, like, you know, like I always say about the tides, we don't worry about whether the tide's going to come back in. We know it will. There's an essence of that. And I feel like the more you get older and the more you ascend, I feel like you're aware that whatever's taken away from you, you know not to go and chase it and just be in that energy of receiving. And the universe will either bring something back that's better for you, or they would have alchemized that very thing that left into something that is more in alignment with you. You're very aware of that. Pile number 2, potential. The thing is about you as well, I almost feel like the path that you're walking on, it's not a path of the ego, and it's not a path of what you can see in the physical. This is a path of the heart chakra. This is a path of the intuition, both of which you cannot physically see in the physical realm. So a lot of what you may be walking towards in this lifetime, working towards in this lifetime, whatever that is for you, pile number 2, a lot of people around you might not be able to see it, so they might not be able to see the potential in it, but it's your intuition that's taking you there. And I'm being told, like, allow these people to say what they need to say. You know your heart, and the divine is giving you these sacred messages for a reason. If they can't see it, it's because it's not their mission. Don't listen to other people's perception. It's not your reality, and keep walking with it, because your intuition is taking you somewhere that is going to have you in a very abundant and peaceful state. That's something that I want to say. So please never doubt your intuition, because it's something I want to hype you up about. Your intuition is taking you and has led you to where you even are now watching this. Your intuition had you pick this pile. So please never doubt your intuition. I feel like some of you guys may, because I feel like people may have gaslighted you in the past. So there's this sense of, like, even when maybe you're picking a pile, you'll have like an essence like, okay, I'm pile 2, but then something in your head will go pile 3, and then you don't know which one to pick, but your intuition told you straight away it was 2, but then something else came in your mind like 3 or 4, and then you don't know what one to listen to. And there's this energy of you getting to know yourself, so you can understand that that first initial instinct is the intuition. That's something that's coming through as well. And adaptability, I feel like you're always alchemizing, because I feel like you're moving and working the path of the alchemist, like, in this lifetime. And the reason that you've been given that path is because you have a very pure heart. So it's something that, with a pure heart like that, and that not being able to be distorted, for you to walk a path like this that may have been challenging for you, pal 2, it never changed your heart. It never turned your heart dark. You still bounce back with this pure light. And that's something that, that's why you have these gifts. You know what I mean? I feel like you're here to help the collective embrace their heart chakra again. That's why you're an expression of love. And that's why Venus, Aphrodite energy is around you like that. The back of the deck, we have devotion. And I feel like you're learning to be devoted to yourself, because by being devoted to yourself and being the best version of yourself, you can be then the best version for others and for your mission and for the collective. And in turn, that then connects you to your mission, has you working towards that mission, and then elevates your soul. Do you understand what I mean? So there's so much to it. And look at the pink energy. That was the energy that was coming through of the higher heart chakra. That was the energy that was literally coming through. You have a very beautiful heart, pal 2. Yeah, so that's what I have for you, pal 2. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey, pal 3, welcome to your reading. So today I'm going to be hyping you guys up. I'm going to be tapping into your energy collectively, and I'm going to be spreading my Leo love and just hyping you guys up for the duration of the reading. So you guys chose the citrine bonsai tree. I'm going to place that over here in the corner, and we are going to get straight in. I'll start with your tarot cards, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. For some reason, spirit showed me an apple. I don't know if that's going to correlate in the reading later on, or maybe it's just something simple like you guys eating an apple, something to do with that, but that's coming through, an apple. I keep thinking of the seeds of the apple as well. Maybe that'll reference later on in the reading, I don't know, but that's something that came through. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. First thing I'm being told, part 3, is you have a very blessed throat chakra, whether you realize this or not, because it's something that you're learning to, I wouldn't even say activated, I feel like it's already activated. I just feel like you're learning to understand the power of your own voice, the power of your own words. You could very much be like myself, where I'll channel information and then just allow it to flow out of my throat chakra. Half the time, not that I don't know what I'm saying, but like I learn while saying it, because my voice is like, my higher self comes through and my voice just kind of speaks out. And it can command like that, or it can heal like that, whatever the case. And I feel like you, pile 3, I feel like that's something that you have within you. And even if it could be in regards, because they're taking me to like Mercury in the 3rd house and all of that. So it could be in the sense that your words hold weight. Writing books, how do I put it, even singing, writing books, having vlogs, like whatever the case, writing poems. But there's something about you that I want to hype you up about, that not only do you have a beautiful and you're a very beautiful expression of self, but I also feel like your throat chakra is a gift. Like there's something about that, the way that you speak, the way that you, and this is why they were showing me the apple with the seeds. I feel like you're here to drop knowledge, plant seeds. Even if someone doesn't understand something that you said in the moment, stand firm in it, because later on down the line they'll understand it. There's an essence of, this is why they were showing me the apple, you planting seeds in people's brains because of the knowledge. Maybe you channel it from the divine, or it's just your throat chakra, the way that you speak, there's something within it. And it doesn't even have to be so deep and heavy. It could literally be in the sense that you're very quick-witted. So you may be someone that has very dry humor, or you're just very funny, you're a comedian at heart. So it's like when you're in people's lives, you may say something and they find it absolutely hilarious, and you may just think it's like you making somebody laugh, but that person may have been going through something and you've just lift their energy and lift their mood. Because comedy and laughter in itself is a healing tool. You know what I mean? When I was going through heavy purging, what I was doing for like 2 years, one of the things that I would do is watch like movies like The Hangover, movies that made me laugh, because it lifted me out of my energy. And I just feel like there's something about that too, as well as you having healing words, but there's something about the way that you speak. It's like truth bombs, like it's the truth, and it's whether people take it in the sense of a light way or a dark way, or want to project their perception onto it. Like there's something about what you say that's like gold, and that they want me to like really hype you up about, like you really have something to say in this lifetime, and they want you to like sing it out. There's a reference of that. When I say they, I mean spirit guides, your spirit guides. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides. If you may be that psychic pile that I always reference, that I reference Egypt and the crows, because I just got shown the crows and the pyramids. So that may be something that you are connected to in regards to your psychic gifts. I feel like you're connected to spirit. Again, psychic, intuitive, channeler. I feel like you're very top heavy, throat chakra, 3rd eye, crown chakra, very top heavy, I'm being told. And again, I feel like I would have said in other readings too, if you are from that pile where I was referencing Egypt and the crows, you would have learned some of your psychic gifts in that time period, in that Egyptian time period, channeling, connecting a spirit like that. And your spirit animal may be a crow. Currently that's something that's coming through, or maybe a spirit totem, and they're taking me to the, oh my god, what are they called, the hieroglyphs. I may have said that completely wrong and butchered it. You know, the writing on the Egyptian walls. I hope I said the word correctly, because I always say it wrong, so I'm not going to say it again in case I say it wrong, but you know what I mean. And there's something about you. Are you someone that, like, someone could write something in a language that you don't speak, that may be foreign to your native tongue, but you're able to understand it? Or are you bilingual? Can you pick up on other languages very easily? There's something about you understanding communication, understanding people. Like there could be somebody that doesn't speak very, like they don't enunciate properly, but you're able to understand it, you're able to pick up on it. There's this art of communication coming through that they keep referencing. Yeah, 100%. And they're also referencing the Akashic record reading I did the other day about psychic gift, where I said that there was a particular pile, I'm not going to say the pile, but there was a particular pile where they were able to just channel information from symbols. They didn't even have to read a whole book. They could just channel energies from that. And that's something that's coming through. for you guys, like you're able to pick up on that and channel it and bring it in. Symbols that no one might not be able to decode, but you're able to decode it. There's something about that. And the whole reading, I feel, is more so going to be hyping you up on how magical you really are, like how connected you really are, and how talented you really are in that sense, because I feel like there's a lot of like Andromedan, like Starseed wise now, like Andromedan, Arcturian energy coming through. There's a lot of like Syrian energy coming through. There's like a lot of intelligence, and also feels like cosmic intelligence, but I feel like it blends in with this world very well. Pile number 3. What can you tell me about pile number 3 so I can hype them up? Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s, please. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3. Show me my pile 3's energies. Show me pile number 3's energies. What do we have here? Knight of Swords. Show me my pile 3's energy. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3's, please. The Emperor. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3's. Not Page of Wands. 2 of Wands reversed. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Tap me into... There's too many cards. Tap me into my pile 3's. One more card, please, spirit guides. God, your cards are jumping out of my hands. Pile number 3. Death. And the back of the deck, we have the 2 of Pentacles. Tap me into my pile number 3's, please, spirit guides. Okay, Knight of Swords, the Emperor, 2 of Wands reversed, Death. Why do we have the Knight of Swords and the Emperor here, please, spirit guides? See, this is the thing that I like about you. You're not swayed by other people's opinion, and I don't feel that you're swayed by illusions that are placed on you. We are always having illusions placed on us that can take us away from our truth. We can have projections placed on us. We can have people project insecurities on us to make us not to have us not tapped into our own worth. We can have people look at ideas that we have for our life or ideas that we have for work and then decide that that's not going to work and project that onto us. On top of that, we're always illusioned, even in society, that we have to look a certain way. We have to, you know, edit the photos, and we need to look like this, and we need to have this job, and this is success. And one thing that I will say about you, pile 3, that I want to hype you up about is you're very firm in your own beliefs, and you do not follow the herd. You do not follow the crowd. You are visionaries, and you believe in your vision. And this is something that I really love about you, that I want to hype up about you. You have so much knowledge. You have so much wisdom. You have all of that. And you're afraid to say things that other people may not want to hear. And I don't think that you do it in a malicious way. I think that you are someone that, like, again, it's like dropping truth bombs, dropping knowledge bombs. Like, that's how it's coming through. And I feel like you've dealt with people that have tried to sway that within you or project onto you that you shouldn't have done that or you had bad intentions. But I feel like you stand firm in what you say because it's coming from the heart. It's coming from an element of, again, it's like channeling. You're seeing something, you're deciphering something, you're intuitively picking up on something, and you'll say it. And I feel like you're that friend that would give the hard truth. I have a friend like that, Sam, if you're watching. Hey, my friend Sam's like that. Like, I know to go to him if I'm on some BS and I'm doing something that just, like, I may be procrastinating or I may be creating an illusion within myself. Like, I will go to him and I will say, am I being stupid? What's going on here? And I listen to him because he really does have a very balanced approach. And I feel like you're that friend. You're that person that, like, you're not just going to hype someone up to do stupid things. You care for their... I feel like you see the potential in everything. You see the potential in your own life. And I feel like you're here to I feel like you're here to be a divine messenger for other people as well. Like, when someone's spirit guides can't get through to them and that person's ignoring that message from their spirit guides, you're that person. Whether it's something that may trigger them or not, I feel like spirit or even their spirit guides will come to you, and I feel like you'll channel that information through to said person and deliver it, even if it's something they didn't want to hear, because it's like they needed to hear it. The spirit guides were trying to show it. They knew it deep down, they didn't want to tap into it, and I feel like you'll pass that on. Or even if it's in a lighter way, you'll do that too. Like, I feel like you're a divine messenger, and that's something that I want to hype you up about, because it may be something that you've pondered on, or maybe thought, you know, am I doing the right thing, or am I just kind of like kidding myself? And I'm here to tell you, like, no, that's the reason that you stand true in who you are, and don't let these trends sway you. It's like, because you're connected to, like, again, it's like the higher realms, and you're very connected to your, like, Akashic records and your truth. I feel like you're very connected to that. So it's like, I'm going to stay put in what I believe. I don't necessarily feel like it's in a rigid way. You may have a lot of fixed energy in your chart, so Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, but it's not in a way where you can't alchemize if you want to. Like, I see you as someone that can alchemize a lot and shift a lot, and I feel like you've had to get to the point that you're at. But I feel like there's something about you being a divine messenger, here to plant seeds of knowledge. Again, with the Death card here, it's like, the words that you have, they can shift waters, they can alchemize, they can make people realize things that they didn't realize before. You're passing on this wisdom like that. They keep wanting me to hype that up about you, because I found that this reading, instead of like a whole, like, let me hype you up and tell you that you have nice hair, like, instead of that type of stuff, it's like Spirit's making me hype up things that maybe you've pondered about, or been quite inquisitive of, or may not have tapped into fully yet. And I feel like this reading, the way Spirit's having me utilize this reading, is to pick out those pieces and shine them back to you, like, yeah, this is actually really great. That's what Spirit's having me do with this reading, which I absolutely love. And the Two of Wands reversed, it's actually making me feel like as above, so below. You have no problem getting to the nitty-gritty and the darkness to alchemize it then to light, because you understand the dark and the light. You understand that. You understand that without light, without dark, there isn't a light. Without light, there isn't a dark. You understand that divine feminine, divine masculine, yin-yang energy. You know what I mean? You see that, and I feel like it as well, because the thing is, a lot of people in life, and the way the collective's going right now, there is this connection to spirituality, but there is an agenda being pushed in a way of like a distortion of what light is. Light can't exist without dark, and when we connect to our higher consciousness, we have to embrace our shadow side, understand our shadow side, and not be scared of the dark, and not be scared to look at it. And a lot of people want to bypass that, but that's not going to bring people to enlightenment, and your soul's aware of it. And it's like, I love that we're all moving in this direction. However, we need to understand our truth, and we cannot bypass our truth. So we need to understand that without understanding the darkness and everything that's going on right now, we try and bypass that and jump to 5D, we're literally leaving the 3D behind. We don't jump from 3D to 5D and just leave it behind. We have to alchemize the 3D, enjoy the 3D, clean up the rubbish, clean up the trash, clean up the clutter, which we can only do when we take accountability of it, and then we can bring Earth to the 5D. We're not supposed to just ascend and leave our physical bodies there. We're supposed to enjoy the 3D, because it's not that we leave the 3D and go into the 5D. The 3D is within the 5D. I hope this is making sense. So that's something that you're here to teach, and you're able to uncover the nitty-gritty and all of that. You're able to do that because I feel like you're here to make sure that while the collective is moving into that kind of like higher consciousness, that isn't bypassing. And to do that, I feel like you're a reflection of truth in this lifetime. So don't worry when people are getting triggered, or people, you know what I mean? I can see that your intentions aren't coming from ill intent. Of course, don't be mean to people, but I feel like I don't really need to say that to you. I feel like there's this essence of truth coming through. And I feel like that's part of your mission in a way, and that's something they want me to hype up about you. Like, that's kind of why you're here in a way, to be a strong reflection of what this connection to the higher realms and this ascension really is, you know, and the connection to ourselves really is. And again, we have the Two of Pentacles. It's like, we can't have the light without the dark, we can't have the dark without the light. It would be imbalanced. So you're a perfect reflection of balance. And again, I feel like you may have gone through a lot of lessons in your life. So the way that you may have come to your psychic gifts, the way you may have come to your spirituality and your truth, and the way you may still be walking towards that truth may not be the path of like, I went into the hills, drunk an elixir, and just meditated. Like, you would have learned wisdom through hard times, but you understood the light in that darkness. So people may be like, oh, well, that person talked about that time when they weren't so enlightened, well, they're not like a light being, but you were, because you understand the light and the dark, and you wouldn't have gained that wisdom otherwise. So that's something that you're here to kind of like express and be, like a reflection of that dark and that light. They cannot exist without the other. And I think that's why they want me to hype you up in that way, because your darkness isn't your weakness. And I feel like people may have tried to project that onto you, and they want me to hype that part of you up because it's taught you a lot, and it's taught you to be fearless. And that's something that they really want to like kind of like wave the flag in your face, like, and hype you up about. It's made you a very strong person, a very fearless person, and a well-rounded, balanced person, because you understand. You know what I mean? Because if we only understand light, we don't understand the wholeness. The same way that when we understand our own opinion, that's cool. It's very easy to understand ourselves. But when we understand other people and we apply that empathy, that's where the true knowledge comes in, because there's no one person in this lifetime that is going to become fully enlightened. We collectively do it together, and we need each piece of the puzzle to do that. And each piece of the puzzle has a different answer to what life is and a different answer to what love is, but we need all of that to make a whole, to collectively ascend. And I feel like that's something that you are here to teach, and they want me to really like rep that. I hope that makes sense. But that's something that, it's mostly your higher self coming through to say that, like, and hype you up in that sense, that like the fact that you anchor yourself and stand firm in your beliefs and stand firm in the messages that you get. There's almost like an applaud type of thing. The way that you stand in your own uniqueness, you don't follow the crowd, you don't follow what other people are doing. Like, that's all a part of you. And it's I'm being told to hype you up because a lot of people will fall into the current. And I feel like you will just anchor yourself and be like, this is why I'm here. And that's something that is, I'm being told to praise in this reading, you know. Pile number 3, please. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Okay, so we have, oh god, I just flew the card. Like, I literally just chucked the card out of my hands. We have flow. I'm gonna lay these cards first, and then I'll get in for you guys. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides, tap me into the essence of my pile 3s. What do we have here? We have the moon. And when we think of the moon, it's like illusion, and I feel like you're here to kind of like crack that illusion, you know? So we have Flo, Ria, we have Mama Kila, the moon. Pile number 3. And I love as well with the moon and talking about distortion and illusion, and the number on the card is 32, which 3 and 2 adds up to 5, right? And 5 is the energy of Mercury, which is like information, communication. Like, I feel like that's your gift in this lifetime. You're here to communicate and help people see through the illusion. We have new beginnings. New beginnings. And we need one more card, please, spirit guides. Tap me. Oh god, that was way too many cards. Am I using that? No. Okay. I'm really like, I've been in a state of isolation a little bit. I've been on a little bit of a rebirth, and coming like into my physical body then and using tools like cards to help use my messages. It's like my hands have no idea how to use these cards at all. I feel like I'm in a new body. Like, that's literally how it feels. So forgive me while the cards fly about. I'll definitely have to start using my runes more frequently, and I have promised to do a twigs and leaves reading as well. So I just need to update my twigs and leaves, and I'm going to need to go to the forest and get them. But I will be doing those readings because I did promise it, and it will be happening. I just need to get out and get down to the forest and make myself a new little batch. So yeah, I don't know why I told you that, but there we go. Pile number 3. What do we have? Stillness. Yeah, do you know what it is? You're such a strong empath as well, but you do, like, the thing is about like having those abilities of being an empath, sometimes we can get swayed, and it's happened to me. Like, we can get swayed by other people's opinion, we can get swayed by other people's thought processes, because it's like we tap into it, we feel it, and unless we know how to anchor, we're going to get caught up in it. It's something that I've had to work through, and I feel like it just comes naturally to you. Like, you're not going to get swayed up in it. Maybe it's something you had to work through, but it's just the version of you I'm tapping into now. It's not a worry anymore. But I just feel like in the past it was like, yeah, I'm being told in the past you may have got caught up in the current, but now you know how to be that anchor and stand firm in what you believe in, even if people don't understand it. That's why they made me say the past. You're able to see through a lot of distortion as well. Again, it's like you're bringing truth to the illusion with the new beginnings as well, and the stillness. I also feel as well, like, you're not someone that, like, you don't just listen to somebody to respond. Like, you will literally listen to somebody to take in what they've said, go on a whole alchemization within your own mind, and then transmute it. And, like, I just feel like that's something you're able to do and be very objective like that. And I feel like there's this energy as well of, when I say I feel like you've been on an inner journey in this lifetime. And I do feel like you've walked the path of the healer where you've had to alchemize. But even though I do feel you very connected to your heart, I do feel that it's your mind that had you stay sane over all of it, even if you felt a little bit crazy at times, because whatever you went through, you would decipher it, understand it, take from it, rip it apart, put it back together, understand the whole of it, so that you could alchemize and then come back to this new understanding of it. And because that, you're always shifting, you're always changing, you're always moving on, you're always reaching a higher capacity. And I just feel like you're here to aid people through that too, come to a better understanding. You may even be someone as well, pile number 3, that you don't just how do I explain this with the stillness card? I feel like you're so balanced in your, I'm just waiting because the downloads are coming through. You're so balanced in your own energy as well, that there's almost this thing that it's like, it feels like a sea coming over me. Like, I feel like I'm anchored where I'm at, and someone's asking me a question, or someone's projecting onto me, or there's emotions here, and instead of me just reacting, which is the normal human thing to do, react, I feel like your whole mental energy, you're very mentally stable, and I feel like your whole mental energy will kind of like take over you. And I just feel like even like that higher energy, that psychic energy, that the 3 higher chakras, it's almost like they'll take over you, and then it's just like this wisdom and this clarity and this peace of mind will just come through, and you're able to respond in a higher way. It may not be something you've always been able to do, but it's something that you're tapping into now, and that's something that's coming through for you guys, pile 3. Very much the energy of the Emperor, you know. I feel like you may have a lot of Aquarius in your energy, because there's this essence of like, I care, I love, but I'm able to detach to see from a higher point of view, where, because I'm hearing like the Tinashe interlude, and I can't remember the name of the interlude. I think it was there's an interlude on her Aquarius album, and I can't remember the name, but she says something like, what is truth if truth is subjective? So there's something about you guys where it's like you're able to, in a very Aquarian way, see the point of everyone and then use it to collectively bring together to find that truth, like to find that medium. And that's something that I'm being told about you as well. Like, you're very intelligent. Like, I want to keep like hyping up your intelligence and how tuned in you are. I feel like you're very connected to your mental body, very connected to your, it feels like all of your, it feels like the whole 4 bodies, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, they're all aligned. Like, that's how it feels, at least where I'm tapping into you now. It may not have been the case in the past, but that's something that I am picking up for you guys. And why I started shuffling again, I have no idea. I was supposed to show you the back of the deck and I kept shuffling, but it's funny that I did, because the card that's just come is the in-between. So it's funny that happened, because like I said, you're able to see the light, the dark, that person's opinion, and understand the medium of it, and understand the truth of it without the distortion. Like, that's something that you're able to do with the in-between card here. So it's funny that I kept shuffling when I wasn't supposed to, and this one came out. The back of the deck, again, it's adaptability. You're able to see different people's state of mind and understand it, and then come to your own sort of medium with it. Instead of just being swayed by it and taking on their energy. That's what I love about you guys, and that's what I want to hype you up about, how intelligent you are, how full of wisdom you are. How you stand firm in your uniqueness, how you're an authentic expression of self, how you're here to bring people to the truth, even if it is nitty-gritty. It's not an easy job to do. You know what I mean? It's not an easy job to do, but I feel like you're here to do it, and I love that. I actually love that. You know, I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't embraced my darkness and felt all of those dark emotions. I wouldn't be who I was today if I hadn't have gone through all those experiences, no matter how traumatic they are, you know. And people could say about me, oh, well, you know, she's been through a lot of darkness, she did a lot of these stupid things, or she, you know, went through all of that. Yeah, I did, and that's how I have the wisdom I have today. So that's just like an expression of it, and I feel like you're here to bring that truth, you know what I mean? You can't have the light without the dark. It's like dropping bombs. That's why the apple came through with a seed. It's like dropping bombs, dropping truth bombs, you know. Yeah, so that's what I have for you, pile number 3. I really hope that you enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if this resonated for you. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Welcome to your reading. So in today's reading, I am going to be hyping you guys up. So anything that comes through in regards to your spirit guides, whatever is happening to your collective, I'm going to be hyping you guys up in regards to that. Now, I've found with the other 3 piles, it's not like your average hype you up reading. I'm also seeing things from like a higher point of view, and anything that you may struggle with, anything that you may not even see that is like a gift or something that needs to be hyped up, I found spirit have been using that and having me hype that up. So I don't know if that's going to be the same for you guys, but I'm just letting you know before I get into the reading. That's kind of what's been going on with my other readings. So you guys chose the celestial pile, celestite pile. So yeah, let's get straight in. So I'm gonna pop that over here. It's quite a heavy crystal, this one. It's very, very heavy. That's why if you see me moving like that, that's why. Let's pop it for that. It's one of my favorites, actually. That one in my possession. Okay, so I'm gonna start with tarot. We'll move on with your oracle cards then. So pile number 4, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of pile number 4. Straight away I was shown like a rocket blasting off. I have no idea why. It's funny, like when you did choose the celestite pile, like I said, this is my celestial pile, so maybe it's gonna tap into like a starseed essence, I don't know, but I just got shown like a rocket, and I just got shown, I don't know if you guys do it on like fireworks night. Do you have bonfire night in other countries? I don't know. On the 5th of November, I don't know if it's just the UK or not, but I think it might be just the UK. But on fireworks night, obviously we let off fireworks, and we have like rockets, like rocket fireworks. I don't know if you have that anywhere else, but and they go into like the sky. Obviously, where else would they go? I'm over explaining it now, but they showed me one of those in my brain, like one of those going up into the air. So that came through. I love how I just really explained that when I could have just said I just got shown a firework rocket. Pile number 4, please, spirit guides. Pile number 4. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 4, please. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s. You make life a whirlwind, like, and I mean in the best possible way. Like, I just feel like, I don't know whether you romanticize your life, pile 4, but there's just something about you that's just very fun, and you just see the beauty in everything, and I just feel like you see the wonder in everything, the prosperity and everything. Like, you see that, you see the wonder. I'm hearing the Mamma Mia song, what's it called? I have a dream, a song to sing to help me cope with everything. If you see the wonder in a fairy tale, you can face the future no matter if you fail. I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. That's the song that came through here. So much like light for life. That's why it was just this rocket coming through with so much wonder, so much curiosity. I just feel like you're the type of person I would love to be on a road trip for, because we'd completely like divert where we were going. It's 11:11 on the clock, if you guys be seeing that. I feel like we'd completely divert where we were going, get some really cool snacks, see things that we've never seen before. Like, I feel like you're that friend that would be up for that. I find it hard to find people that like to do those things and kind of go beyond, you know what I mean, and do things that are quite daredevil-y or just expand the brain. And I feel like you're that pile that I would just love to go on a road trip with and do all of these fun things with, because you just see the wonder and everything, pile 4. Pile number 4. Pile number 4, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 4 so we can hype my pile number 4s up. Help me tap into my pile number 4. Look at that 10 of Pentacles. Look at all that abundant energy. I just feel like you ooze that in a way. You see the light. I feel like you're someone that likes to live life to the highest capacity. Like that's just an essence that I'm picking up. I'm being shown, I don't know if you watch Friends, but there's this one episode of Friends where Ross and Chandler, they have a friend called Gandalf. You never see who Gandalf is, but when they talk about him like he's the greatest person ever, and every time he like comes into town, they go on a night out with him, and it lasts like, it's like a bender, it lasts like days, it lasts like weeks, and they end up in all of these crazy places, and they just get up to a lot of mischief, it seems, and they talk about him like Gandalf's like the best person ever. I don't know why, I just feel like that's you. Like, I feel like people may talk about that like you. I feel like people have a lot of good memories with you, or even if it's not like physical memories, I feel like people will walk away from a conversation with you feeling like they've just gone down the Wonderland. Because it's just like the way that you talk and the way that you see life. And it's just like, I'm being shown the cat, the Cheshire cat, and he's like, we're all mad here. Like, there's a feeling of that coming through. Yeah, very like that, very peculiar, and it's great though. Like, I love it. Like, I'm really enjoying, like, I feel like I'd really enjoy being around you. You make life a wonderland. That's something that I'm being told. Pile number 4. Tap me into my pile number 4's energy, please, spirit guides. Tap me into my pile number 4. We literally have the Ace of Cups and then the Wheel of Fortune. Let me get one more card and then I'll continue to channel. Pile number 4, please, spirit guides. Tap me into my pile number 4's, please, so I can hype my pile number 4's up. Oh my god, the cards just flipped over. Way too many. One more card, just one card, please, spirit guides, for my pile 4's. Oh, they said no, 2. Page of Pentacles, Judgment. What beautiful cards. Back of the deck we have the Moon as well, which I'll place here underneath your crystal. What's that? That's a bit of herb, bit of rosemary. Okay, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles, Judgment, spirit guides. What is it about my pile number 4 that I should be hyping up? You may be from that pile where I talk about you always ever changing, always moving on, always shifting. You are someone that very much so lives in the moment. And whatever is in that moment, you're able to tap into the beauty of it. It's like, you know, when people talk about taking like mushrooms and they talk about seeing different colors that they never would have seen before, and they're just in that moment, they just see so much more beyond what is in the physical. Like, there is an essence of that pile number 3. Like, you're able to tap into that. You're able to tap into that kind of like celestial energy, which is funny because you chose the celestite pile. I feel like, again, it's like your soul's coming through, even in the sense of like starseed energy. Your soul's coming through in regards to like, I've come to Earth and I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to live life to its highest degree. Everything's very fast paced. You may be restricted in some ways, like you may not be able to travel, or you may not have people around you that see life to that degree. But I feel like the more you put yourself out there and the more you embody it, the more you'll draw those people in, because your energy is very exciting. Your energy is very infectious. Again, it's like that wonderland sort of energy. And that can be in the physical, the memories that you make with people, the things that you like to do. Maybe you like to push your physical body to its limit, or it could literally be just internally, the way that you look at life. You pull so much like wisdom and enchantment, you know what I mean, out of what's in front of you. Someone would see a cup, you would really be able, you know, that cup wouldn't just be a cup, it's like the color of it, you'd be able to see that deeper meaning and the meaning of it. Like, you're able to see such meaning in things where people may just see black and white. Like, you're colorful, you're bright, and you're colorful, and you're fun, and you see life that way. And I hope no one tries to make you I feel like people may have tried to dim that, and I hope you've never dimmed that. I don't feel that you have, or at least the person I'm tapping into right now isn't dimming that. Like, there's this essence of you really being that star and shining it out. I also feel like the way you dress is like so unique to you, or just so bright and colorful and infectious. Like, you are that kind of colorful person in a room, even if you may even just wear black or white. Like, there's just this radiant color in your aura. Like, your energy in regards to your soul, it's like bright colors, it's like yellow, it's like blue, it's like it's all these colors are like electric colors. That's the way it's coming through. Do you guys sometimes as well, I don't know why this is coming through, but do you guys get like static shocks, or like you touch someone, you get an electric shock? It's your energy being very like eccentric, like not eccentric, what's the word, like electric, like that's the way it's coming through. I feel like people make a shocks from you because it's just like, I don't know, I just, the way I want to like explain you guys is like an alien who's come to Earth and is like, this place is fun, let's like get as much wisdom and knowledge that we can obtain in this lifetime because it's fun. Like I want to see the world, I want to see all of these cultures, I want to see all of that. Like I have so much wisdom, I'm so curious. Like that's something that I'm fully picking up from you guys. Why do we have the Ace of Cups here? You bring the best out of people, and for those that may get triggered by you, it's because those sides of themselves that would be that like best version of themselves, they may have been taught to dim that. So they may see you tapping into that potential and then try and project what they've learned to kind of like dim those authentic parts of themselves. They'll project onto you that you should dim it too because it's not fair that they have to as well. So they may try and project like that onto you, but I feel like that's where you may be triggering to some people because it's like you want to bring out that soft side, you want to bring out that sweet side, you want to bring out that side that makes someone wants to dance, like you want to bring that out. I mentioned it, was it pile 1? You may have been drawn to pile 1 because I think it was pile 1 that I mentioned it. I filmed these readings on different days, so I don't know whether it was this reading or a different reading. So if you were drawn to pile number 1, I would have said it there. But you know the scene from 13 going on 30, if you haven't watched it, in 13 going on 30, there's a girl called Jana Rink. And she is a 13-year-old in a 30-year-old body, right? Because she wants to be 30, so she wakes up in her 30-year-old self's body. And she's still got that innocence and flair and fun of a child, right? So everything that's happening in the adult world, all the adults are completely desensitized to it, but she thinks it's great. She thinks it's so fun. Like all of these things that she's doing, the clothes that she has, all of these things she thinks is great, right? And they go to this party, and no one is having fun at this party. They're just all kind of like in their own energy, being a bit judgmental, being a bit boring, being, you know, adulting, you know, conscious of what other people are thinking and doing. And the song, she needs to kind of save the party. So the song, The Thriller, comes on by Michael Jackson, and in front of everyone she just has to sit, she just has to dance. And that vulnerable like 13-year-old self of her doesn't see that other people may be judging, so she just doesn't care. So she starts dancing in the middle of the floor, which is like dead. And then by the end of the song, the whole room, it was so infectious, the whole room's dancing with her. And they're all adults, but they no longer care what other people are thinking, even though they would have at the beginning. They don't care anymore, so they're just kind of dancing with her. And I just feel like you're that type of person. Like you're hoot, like you're fun, you know what I mean? You're that type of person, and you're infectious like that, you know, and really fun like that. And you see the wonder, you're so connected to your inner child. And I almost want to hype you up and applaud the fact that you never killed the inner child, you never shut the inner child up, you never put the inner child in a box. You allowed the inner child to stay present within you and express itself. So whether that's you enjoying going to a park or enjoying going to places that your inner child would love, like there's a feeling of you always tapping into that and always seeing the wonder, and that's so beautiful. And I want to hype that up within you, always seeing the color, always seeing that, always having that innocent flair of like rebellion and just kind of like excitement for life. And that's something that I want to hype you up about. Maybe you're having people at the moment try and like be like, well, you shouldn't do that, and I'm being told no, you, the reason that you're embodying it so well is because you're supposed to. And I feel like the whole reason of, and it's a part of your soul mission, because when we are here to teach something, we have to be it, you know, we have to actually be an essence of it. And I feel like you're here to connect people to that inner child, even if it's a wounded inner child. I feel like you're here to tap them into it and connect them to it because it's very healing, and that's something that I feel like you're here to do. Pile number 4 for sure. Why have we got the Page of Pentacles here? Okay, and then the Judgment. Why is the Judgment here as well? Yeah, this is like your higher self speaking now. The whole plan of life, there's many journeys and routes. There's, you know, the inner work and the shadow work and the channeling and all of that, and the everyday life, that all adds in. But the whole point of life that we always forget is that we're here to live it, and we're here to embody the beauty of what's around us. there's going to come a time where we're going to be 80 years old looking back at our life, and we're not going to remember the Louis Vuitton bag or the job that we work day in, day out. But what we are going to remember is the excitement, the memories, the people we met, the laughter that we had. That's what we're going to remember. And we forget, even in the spiritual community, we can forget that as much as we're supposed to ascend and connect to these higher realms, we are also here to be present in our physical body and enjoy the physical body. We didn't come here to escape, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have even come here in the first place. We're here to be human, embrace our flaws, and see the wonder in everything around us, even if it's something so simplistic. And that's something that I want to bring to people. So that's a message your higher self has just said. Like, that's something that I want to bring to people. There's wonder in everything, and we're supposed to embody it. Why are we shaming ourselves or cringing ourselves out of wearing that or doing that or saying that or having fun doing that? That's why we're here. This earth is an abundant playground of like treasures and fun and play. Like, we're supposed to embody it. Like, when we go out into the wild, you don't see the bear in the woods doing its taxes. You don't see the, penguin in the gym trying to get ripped. And those things are fine if they want to do it, but they still understand the essence. I'm just imagining a bear in a suit doing his taxes now, or like a penguin doing push-ups on a bench, like. But that's something that I'm being told. This is the thing, you're funny, you see the humor and everything. I love that. But that's what's coming through. Like, if the bear wants to do his taxes or the penguin wants to do push-ups, they're cool to do that. That may be part of their mission, but the bear and the penguin understand the essence of like earth and it playing in the earth. Like, when you see like bears playing in the snow, or you see like the babies playing together and stuff like that, you see cats playing with a ball of string. Like, they understand what's in front of them, and they understand to utilize that to its best degree and enjoy it. And I'm here to do that. It's a message from your higher self. So that's why I'm being told to hype up your inner child, because you may have had people try and tame that inner child, and you're the whole thing of this reading is me to hype your inner child up so you can allow that inner child to play. Even though I feel like you do it, maybe there's been doubts, or maybe there's been people trying to project, and I'm here to kind of say, no, like, play, like, it's time to play. You know what I mean? There's a time to go inward, of course. There's a time to do all of these things, of course, but a lot of the purpose, when we have finished that bit of shadow work, and I'm not saying we're never healing, we're always healing, but when we've come out of that isolative stage, or we've done this, or we've done that, or we've finally got that money that we wanted, like, we're always then looking for something else. Is there something else I can heal? I've just come out of this healing. Is there something else I can heal? I've just made this amount of money that I wanted to make. Okay, now let's reach for another milestone. But what about being in the present and enjoying everything that we've accomplished so far? What about playing in that right now? That's something that you're not only learning to do, but embodying, because that's something you're here to teach as well. Just because we're healing, just because we're doing earthly things, doesn't mean we can't have fun and embody and embrace where we're at. There's just so much wonder in your brain as well. So much wonder in your brain. Let me lay more cards. Pile 4, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile 4s. Illusion. That's what we have here. And we have the moon at the back of the deck. I'll tap into that now, why it's come out twice. So we have illusion. Have you heard in the Peter Pan song? I don't know which Peter Pan movie it was, because there's a lot of Peter Pan movies, but there's like a song that like was sung in like a play. I think it was the one with Robin Williams, and they were doing a play of Peter Pan, and the choir like sing like a song like, I never ever want to grow up. You know what I mean? And there's like an essence of that, and I don't mean that you're not an adult or you're not going to do these things. I can see that you are, but I feel like your essence, it's always going to be rooted within your inner child, like in whatever you do. Just because we have to adult doesn't mean that we can't. That doesn't mean that we have to diminish and burn out the flame of creativity, of wonder. You know what I mean? They can go hand in hand. Pile number 4. What else do we have? We have nurturer. And we have the in-between. And the final card that we have is... Do you wear colours in your hair, or is your hair coloured right now? I'm being shown highlights of like pink or blue, but I'm also being shown like a full like red head or a full like bright blue hair or pink hair. I'm being shown that, and they're showing me oh, who sang the song like the colors in her hair? My friend always used to play the song in her car. She loved it. Was like a boy band. The girl with 5 colors in her hair or something like that. I think it was like McFly, I think it was called, the boy band. I can't think of it. I don't think it was The Wanted. I think it was McFly. But yeah, my friend always used to play that song, and it's come into my brain like like you may have different colors in your hair, or again, it's just a reference of you wearing color or you seeing color or being very creative in that sense. The moon again. Oh my god, you have 2 lots of the moon. You have the moon at the back of the tarot deck. You have the moon here. And we also have illusion there as well. Why do we have that? I'm hearing Love to Dream by Doja Cat. The back of the deck, we have ambition. At the back of the deck. Why do we have illusion, the moon, and then the moon again? What's that about for a start? You may get people say to you, like, you may have an idea for like what you want to do for a living, and then you may hear people say to you like, you're delusional. But there's a sense as well of like, the thing about human beings, we kind of butcher these words and we kind of put a negative connotation on every single word, forgetting that there's a duality to everything. We go too far into delusion, yeah, we can lose ourselves, but at the end of the day, when we want something that we don't necessarily have in the physical, that can be classed as a delusion, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to get it. You know what I mean? You can't see it. If somebody didn't believe in spirit right now when they sat in the room with me, they'd think I was talking to a wall. They wouldn't be able to see spirit tap in there, and they could say I'm delusional because I'm not tapping into something that is in the 3D. I'm in the 3D. My physical body's here. My physical body's concrete here, but I am channeling wisdom that cannot be seen. So in an essence, people could see that as delusion. So there's this essence here that your inner child, whatever it is that your inner child wants to create, maybe you're wanting to take on a job that you can really embody your inner child, create, see the wonder, all of these things, and live your life that way. People may think, oh well, you're delusional. You know what I mean? People may say that to you, but it's not. There needs to be like just the way that the collective is moving into 4D, 5D. People could see that as delusion. When we think of like the 4D, which is like the dream state and all of that, that's like quote unquote delusion. People may see that as delusion, but it's not, because it's still happening. Just because it's not in the physical doesn't mean that it's happening. And I feel like you're here to kind of like push that, because with ambition here, I feel like there's something that you're wanting to bring in or manifest as a creative project or a job that may be something that's so out there, but there's a reason that you have that mission on your hands, is something that I'm being told. And you're able to tap into it because you're able to go past the adult, concrete, critical mind of physical labor and we care about money and this and that, and that's it. You're able to see beyond it. You're able to see the color. You see a lot of people and they'll settle down and they'll have all of these things that they told themselves would bring them success, but when they finally retire, you see a lot of these people, they don't necessarily feel happy because they weren't nurturing their inner child, they weren't listening to their heart, they weren't doing those things. And you see that a lot. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. So that's something that you always have within you. You can't do something that's inauthentic and not connected to that inner child. So even if people think, oh, that's, you know, like delusion, that's something that isn't concrete, your answer is yet, because I can see it. I'm able to see it. I'm able to tap into it. I'm able to tap into dream state. I also am being told you're a really good like lucid dreamer, or you're able to astral project. Even if you haven't yet, I feel like it's something that you're good at and you may trigger within you to be able to do. Either that or decoding dreams. You may have very prominent dreams, and I feel like you're someone that's able to decode them very well. That's something that I'm also being told. I feel like you nurture other people's inner childs. And bring people's inner child out of them. That's why the nurture card is here. And then the in-between, it's like, I can get to you. You know, like when people used to post, like, get you a girl who can do both, or get you a boy who can do both. And then it would be them, like, dressed down, dressed up sort of thing. I feel like you're that type of person. You're very aware that you're multidimensional, and it's your inner child that taught you that. You may have a strong essence as well to, like, space. They keep showing me that album cover of Planet Her by Doja Cat, and you guys just, like, getting lost in music, getting lost in art. Because it's a part of you, you know what I mean? You're a very artistic person. That's where all this wonder has come from. They're playing I Have a Dream again by Mamma Mia. yeah, that's what I want to hype about you. How artistic you are. How abundant you are, how curious you are, how connected to your inner child you are, how you never lost that in a world that has us try to sever that. You never lost it. And that's so, that can be hard to do. And you've never lost it. You've never lost that uniqueness to you. And even if you did lose it, I mean, to lose something is an illusion. We're never lost to anything. But I feel like even when you did have that illusion of losing it, you brought yourself back to it. And that's something that I want to hype up about you. Like, you're a hoot, like, you're fun, you know what I mean? You're a fun person. I almost feel like this reading, it was like me going into a fun house sort of thing. Like, your energy's like that, you know? Yeah, so that's what I have for you, pal number 4. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.